Professional grade.
Today is mostly sunny skies with a high near 71. South-southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming west-northwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 41. Northwest wind rolling in around 5 miles per hour, becoming calm in the evening. Fun fact: a black hole forms when a massive star collapses, squeezing matter into a tiny, dense point. Pretty cool, huh? Until next time, keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
It's time for Simmons Says, the show that brings Warren County the latest news and stories from around the community. Hosted by Jeff Simmons, this program dives into everything from local events to major headlines. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Hello and welcome to the Simmons Says radio show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I've gotten to the point now where it takes until Tuesday for my intros and outros to kind of come back. On Mondays, it's 97.7 WB, but on Tuesday, I get them lined up. And I'm pretty fired up today. Not for any real reason. Maybe it's because I finally started exercising again. And maybe that's what happened.
I think it's the mustache.
It might be the mustache. It may be. I'm a little fired up about the fact that, we're going to get to that in the social media commentary.
Okay.
Which we'll start there because, I've taken some heavy barbs over the mustache in the last 24 hours, and I'm not sure if I like it that much. But, hey, if you're on Facebook Live right now, make sure to get in their comment section. Let me know what's going on there. And then also, if you're on the radio, welcome. Hope you're having a great morning. I'm hoping that I can get your day started really, really well. And also, if you are on our WBMC app, thank you so much. If you don't have the WBMC app, you're going to need that WBMC app. You need to download it. In fact, I used it yesterday when I woke up and saw where there was some programming issues with Town Talk, and I was thinking, maybe this is just a Facebook thing. I need my Town Talk. Yeah. And I got on WBMC, and, of course, I heard like a 12-minute rendition of American Pie. By Don McLean.
8 minutes and 38 seconds.
Oh, is it really?
It's only 8 minutes.
8:38?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
If I called Justin right now, would he back you up with 8:38?
I will motion to him right now and get the answer.
All right, because I think he might say something different, and if he does, you're going to be in trouble. And Justin Reed's going to have the win over you. Yeah, that's why. I mean, you need that WBMC whether it's backup or whether you just can't get to the radio, or you just need to be able to follow the Simmons Says show, Town Talk, Behind the Mic, Hey Hitchcock, which will be on 5 o'clock tonight, or the Warren County Sports Authority show, which I can tell you right now from talking to Sullins a little bit more over the weekend. I think he's a little fired up that our viewing numbers on Facebook aren't where they've been. Now they're still number one. But yeah. I don't think he likes that we've not been putting that 10K number up. So he might be ready to blow some hair back on.
I hope
Wednesday.
so.
And of course, I think he teased some stories on there too. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, and by the way, it's 8 minutes and 36 seconds.
It wasn't 8:38.
No, it was 8:36. I was only 2 seconds off.
Did Justin say it was 8:36?
I didn't even have to text him. I just went and looked it up.
Oh, okay.
It's a Googleable answer.
Wonder if he would know if it was 8:36. All right. Well, hey, it's Tuesday morning, which means we're getting into social media commentary, not social commentary, social media commentary. These are the messages that we've been receiving, whether it was on the Town Talk page, the Simmons Says page, the Radio WBMC page, the Main Street Journal page, or just when people share it, including myself, share it and comment on our pages. We have Instagram of all those shows. We also have Facebook for all those shows, including Behind the Mic. Interesting conversation with Kevel Chef last night.
I agree.
I think I would encourage you to go back and listen to that. I think it was a good conversation. I graduated with Kevel.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really weird that coming to Main Street Media and coming onto Radio WBMC is basically turned into kind of like a class reunion.
Yeah, an 04 class reunion.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, Kevel's been through here. I saw William Collier a couple days ago. You know, we've had multiple Jennifer Flatt Meredith. The more Joey Clark comes in. I was, what's going on? Are all of us getting old enough where we're actually like serviceable members of this community all of a sudden?
I think everyone else you listed is. are.
At least they are, and then I'm me,
And then you're Jeff.
and I'm the guy that gets the interview.
Jeff the Walrus Simmons. You grew tusks.
The Walrus. Love it. Love it. All right, folks. Get into the comments. Say, hey, if you want to be on social media commentary, you got to leave some comments. So let's get in there and let's talk a little bit. I will say this much. The one thing that I got the most comments on, or maybe it's just the freshest on my mind, is 5K training. Like I asked yesterday, give me some feedback. How do I need to go about doing all this? And I got some feedback. And some of it was just the typical encouragement that you get from the running and walking community in Warren County, of which is a pretty large contingent of people. And one person just said, hey, you can do it. But I read it in the Rob Schneider voice. You can do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Shia LaBeouf.
No, which one was that? Oh, the clapping?
The clapping, and just like, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. No. I was thinking like Waterboy, like Rob Schneider yelling at it. So that I was like, but that got me a little fired up. I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. I did have somebody volunteer to be my running partner, and I will tell you this much: after going and walking 2.25 miles yesterday, running is way down the line. I mean, way down the line.
I bet we can get Justin Reed to be your running partner. You'd look like a track star.
Let's let Justin know that. I'm sure he'll love that.
I'll sign him up.
That's fine. Yeah, just sign him up and see if he shows up. Like I said, this is all training for the Tunnels to Towers 5K that's going to be happening in June. That Joe Clark was here on the show a couple weeks ago talking about, gave us the great story, the backstory on that. You can go back and find that on the WBMC page, or just go to Tunnels to Towers, Middle Tennessee on 5K, and you can find a little bit about there. So, Jeff Griffin, thank you, Jeff. This is great. No, they don't have a clock running at Tunnels to Towers. No need to train. Just look good for the Painted Barn media photos.
Hey, there's an internal clock, because if you don't make the 45 seconds or 45 minutes, not 45 seconds, you will get waxed on air, Jeff.
No one ever agreed to that. I'm gonna pull the tape. I don't think I ever agreed to that. I did say 45 minutes was enough.
It's all about numbers, Jeff.
You think now my audience may hold me accountable though.
Yeah.
Well, you have to bring Tina Foster in here. She can wax the eyebrows or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, doing that on air, that's crazy. Did have a good suggestion from a listener who messaged me and said maybe I should try to start like a walking/running group for people that are kind of doing the couch to 5K thing. Kristen Black from Griffin, me and you need to walk the 5K together. Emphasis on walk. Yes, I like the walk thing. My knee's hurting already today, and I just walked yesterday. So the walk. But someone did have a good suggestion. Said maybe I should try to start a walking club for the couch to 5K, which somebody brought up in the comments yesterday that there's apparently an app that gets you from zero movement to a 5K, which is exactly where I'm at. I looked at my phone the other day and it said Sunday I took 115 steps. That's almost impossible, I think. And I had my phone on me the whole time.
You had to try
to not take 120 steps in a day. That's crazy. I mean, you think about that. Think about how many steps you would take just to get from your car to your office. Like probably 40 or 50. I mean, you're hitting 100 just getting in and out of most buildings. So I don't know. Anyways, so maybe we do that. But the only problem. What's that?
Should I get 115 on a smoke break?
Probably.
Just sitting there pacing.
Yeah, sitting there pacing, 100%. I will say this much: if I started a walk club, the only problem is I have really weird hours. I'm not going to be up in the morning to do it because I'm going to be here, and I'm not getting up any earlier than I have to be here to go walk. And I go cover games in the afternoon, so I'm really not going to do it in 4 or 5. So like my walking might be I think yesterday I went at like 1 o'clock. It's going to be like right in the middle of the day. So I don't know how many people would be free right in the middle of the day to go walk.
Like the illegal drag meet hours, like midnight to 1 a.m.
I used to do that. Now this was something that was brought up that said that I was talking about how I was like, I can walk pretty much any time during the day. Like it doesn't matter. I used to go when I mean, this has been a decade ago, that I used to go at like midnight or 1 o'clock and go run at the Civic Center, and people are like, they're like, yeah, you can do that. I'm like, well, what does that mean? They're like, yeah, you're a 6'5", 300-pound man. Like, you don't have to worry about anything at midnight. And I was like, I don't know. I took that to heart because I was like, I guess that is something that I've never even considered, that I can just go walk or run alone and it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but if you get the group together, then they have a 6'5", 300-pound man.
300-ish man. Yeah. Crank that up. All right. So that was all about the 5K social media stuff. We're having now Kristen Griffin and Nikki Reynolds are debating when they're going to start their walk club. I will say this much for social media commentary. I think the Warren County Sports Authority show set the unofficial record for how many comments could be collected in one show. 166 last Wednesday.
We should beat that.
I think we should beat that this week. My dad said that you got to fear the bear if you're walking around. I'm terrified that somehow I'm going to go walking somewhere and a bear's just going to randomly run out and attack in the middle of McMinnville. I've had this fear. I don't know if anybody else does. When I used to live in Westwood, I would not walk in Westwood. No, there's too much wooded areas around here. There's, they could crawl out from anywhere. So I'd go to the Civic Center. But even then, there's a couple places in the Civic Center, there's like little bushes and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, man. The bear could come from anywhere here. So, yeah, I don't know why. Tell me why I'm terrified of bears in the middle of Middle Tennessee. I have no clue.
Okay, so I want to say all of what I want to say. I cannot say it on air.
We can get to it. We can get to it on the break. All right, but I will say this much. After seeing 166 comments in the Warren County Sports Authority show, I will say this. We might have to come up with like some social media awards for our best commentator. Now, we do have the hot take, the Mud Bums Hot Wings hot take, where you can get a $15 gift card on the Warren County Sports Authority show. So you always have those hot takes loaded up so you can get you some wings. But I was thinking, like, Drew Walker immediately comes to mind across the board on Main Street Media, that he could go any show. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yep.
I've seen him in Town Talk. I bet he was on Behind the Mic. Joe Schoolfield's kind of like that.
Yep.
Well, he kind of goes varies show to show. Kevin Hobbs is another one that I see a lot. But I'll tell you this much: Ryan Williams was on a heater last week.
Oh yeah.
In the comment section, that was crazy. Eric Durham says, I think the Sports Authority should be in shape. Just follow Jay Walker's lead. 100%. I agree with that 1,000%. That Jay Walker, I saw him yesterday. I was leaving and he was going to walk, and he's just like, yeah, I've been on the trails. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to bust out my Jay Walker impersonation, but he was. Jay's gotten in great shape. I agree with that 100%. Drew Walker also says, look, it's not like you live in Gatlinburg. Irrational bear fear. I have it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm scared of bears. I've been scared of bears forever. I don't know. Last one thing that I did see, and this was tough, man. I was on the Main Street Journal page. Of course, you can get on the Main Street Journal. I wrote 3 stories on it last night for baseball, 2 baseball stories, and a middle school soccer story. I write so many stories anymore that I can't even tell you which are all the ones that are going. I'm going to have a middle school tennis story up today too. I saw a comment on a story, and it was one that Rob wrote about somebody who had fell on some hard times. And it was tough because in the comment section, someone said, "Hey, I'm so-and-so's family member." And I thought he was doing better, but I guess not. I was like, man, that is tough to read. You're sitting there, and I'm assuming that family member is like, man, I thought they were shaping themselves up, and then all of a sudden you see the mugshot, and it's like, man, that's hard. That one's a tough one, but it was also it was kind of eye opening in the sense that you start remembering that sometimes people just see this stuff on social media.
Yeah,
it's rough. But all right, that was social media commentary. When we come back, we'll have Simmons' 2 cents plus a nickel back on WBMC 97.7 FM.
McMinnville, are you ready? Pioneer Building Supply is throwing back to the grooviest decade with a far-out 1970s retro event the week of April the 1st. Dig out your bell-bottoms and platform shoes because it's going to be a blast from the past. We're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials, we've got you covered. Stop by and see us at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250 in McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly team is ready to help you with your next project. Since 1975, we've been the name you trust. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business make good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
At Express Motors, we're working hard to reinvent the used car buying experience. For you, that means a transparent deal on only quality inspected cars by our own mechanics. And great extras like free oil changes, free tows, and discounted service after the sale. We are the buy here, pay here car dealership you can trust. So come see us at 352 West Morford Street in McMinnville. Express Motors, where peace of mind and car buying come together. See our inventory now at expressmotorstn.com.
It's auction time in Tennessee. On Saturday, April 12th at 10 a.m., we'll be at 2082 Smithtown Road on the Warren and Cannon County line, selling a 49-acre farm in 5 tracts for the Fay Ritchie estate. We'll also be selling a 1998 extended cab Chevy Silverado with only 85,000 miles. We also have lots of tools, antiques, and personal property. D.M. Simpson, Realtors and Auctioneers, serving you since 2007, 473 Land.
Warehouse Discount Grocery, serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Fresh 80% lean ground chuck family pack, $4.29 a pound. U.S. #1 Idaho potatoes, 8-pound bag, $3.99. Lux beans and peas, 15 ounce, 5 for $5. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring meats from Charlie Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
Have you been on the fence about buying a new home? Meadows Homes of McMinnville is the largest independent retailer in the state of Tennessee, and the selection of homes is great. Great deals, great savings, great time to buy. Stop by and see the friendly folks at Meadows Homes of McMinnville, located at 4651 Manchester Highway, or visit us on the web at meadowshomes.com.
Meadows Homes, where great deals happen every day.
Hello, and welcome back to the Simmons Says radio show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. I was a little early on that cue right there. I think that we could have rode that one in a little bit longer. Like the little stranglehold.
You gotta love early Ted Nugent.
Oh yeah, anytime's a good time for Ted Nugent. Thank y'all so much for getting in the comment section. Let me know that the bear fear is crazy. I understand this. I knew this before I brought it up. And also, hey, Eric Durham. He early hot take winner says that it doesn't sound like I have an irrational fear of bears. I just have an irrational fear of walking.
Well, especially when all we have are like black bears here, and they see you, they're like, "It's a polar bear. You gotta run away. Something's wrong."
Look at that mustache.
Yeah,
get away from that guy. He's the scariest thing out here, not me.
The walrus bear hybrid has finally happened.
The walrus bear hybrid. Yeah, I will say it's been I don't know. I don't know where the bear fear came from. Maybe I don't know. Watched too many movies. I don't know, but maybe I fell asleep one night watching The Revenant or something, and
Did you see Cocaine Bear?
I did see Cocaine Bear too.
Hey, especially here. Yeah. Meth bear would be terrifying.
That would be a very, very scary.
Like Cocaine Bear was at least upscale.
Upscale. All right, let's get into the Simmons 2 cents because I don't know how much further we want to go down that road on that conversation. Based on what women say nowadays, they would trust the bear more than you. Man, Drew Walker.
I'm also in that same boat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, Jeff. If I'd never met you,
yeah,
and there's a bear, and then also you,
yeah,
that showed up at my campsite,
mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "Hey, Bear, listen, something's wrong with that.
Let's
thing.
get away from that guy."
Like, I've seen Deliverance. I know what happened.
That's a killer cut down. All right. Simmons's 2 cents. I had a what is the destination, man? Yeah, that if you were on if you've been with the Simmons Says, and I hope you are here every day, I hope this is something that and we're going to get into that, but I had a lot of time to think about my dad's speech last week. And before I jump into that, I really want to say, like, I'm well aware of how lucky I am that on every Friday I get to come in and talk to my dad. Like, I know there are a lot of people who don't have the chance to sit around with their dad anymore and just kind of shoot the bull for a little bit. I was like, when I started at Main Street Media, one of the first things that I pitched was the Father and Son Friday thing, because I wanted those moments. I wanted the moments that I get every Friday. I wanted to have a chance to appreciate the conversations that we have, because he's not wrong. I mean, I think if you've been here and you've seen his segments, he's great when he says it over and over. He's like, hey, I would kind of give you all a lecture from the front seat, and he was a great lecturer. If you've been here, you understand where it comes from. I don't know if I was a great listener when I was in the back seat when I was a kid, but now I want to soak up every piece of information, wisdom, or just any kind of thing, any of those pep talks, because I've grown up a little bit, and it's weird that you start thinking about this. I don't know when it flips, when it comes to a father-son relationship, or I'm sure this is the same with mother and daughter, or just, I mean, even my mom and any kind of kid parent dynamic. I don't know when it flips, when you're at an age where you become more like on the same level. Like, and I'm not saying that I've got on level ground to the point where I don't respect or have reverence for any of my parents or anything like that. I still have that. I'm deferential to them. I respect everything that they say. I think the thing that happened is as I've gotten older, their respect level for what the man that I've become, because of them, gives them a lot of reverence for what I say. And our conversations became more, I'm not just the person who listens and he's the person who lectures. We're both the person who listens. I think Cat Stevens, Father and Son, kind of talks about this, that you talk when you should listen sometimes, but at some point you get into the age where both people get to talk, and it gets there. I think I brought up the song Monsters with James Blunt, and I know that we're going to talk a little bit. We didn't do enough with the sad songs yesterday. We're going to get to that a little bit later. But the thing that in that song that he talks about, we're just two grown men. And I think that's what I get with Dad every Friday. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to get on the soapbox about that. What is the destination here? I don't think it's an unclear answer. I want the show to be good. Obviously, I want it to be something that has a long run, but most of all, I want every single episode right now to have a shelf life. Like, I want people to. I don't want it to feel like you come on here and I'm just filling time. And hey, I didn't have it today. We were just trying to get through 9 to 10 a.m. just grinding through it. No, like, I want y'all to understand. Like, I want this show to show. I want people to understand that I put a lot of preparation into every show, whether or not I have a guest or if I don't have a guest. And sometimes when I don't have a guest, I'll have to put almost a little bit more preparation into it, because I want to get back to having guests, because I think there's a lot of people in Warren County that have great stories, great things to tell everybody about, and I want to bring that out there. And I think that in some aspects, that's a skill that I've had to develop, is that interview style and how I want to talk to people. But most of all, in some ways, I just want the Simmons Says show as a destination to become something you almost have to catch every single day, or else you feel like you've missed it. Like the inside jokes, that you have with me or with Connor when it comes to that, because you're going to miss some if you're not here every day. And I want it this to be almost like you having a running dialogue with me. And at 10 a.m. we cut it off, but at 9 a.m. the next day we start it right back up. The people that everybody wants that good morning text, like that person that's giving you that good morning text. And if you're not getting that, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Simmons Says show. I'm here for you. And I'll be back here tomorrow. Welcome to the journey. Where's the destination? Who knows? Who knows? I did have a really fun moment over the weekend where people were like, "Yeah, I go back and watch all your shows if I don't catch them on the weekend." Which I'm like, "Hey, man, if you're binge watching the Simmons Says show on the weekend, more power to you." I did have a kid actually come up to me at a tennis match yesterday and says, "Hey, I've even went back and started listening to the Warren County Sports Authority podcasts that were still on Spotify." I was like, back into like last spring. Like, man, I need to talk to your parents. I don't know. I was like, you need to get through here. But I haven't, like, the nostalgia of the show. I mean, they don't have any. I mean, we've been here for a month. But I did go back for this Simmons 2 Cents and watch the very first episode last night. And I remember immediately while watching it how much I was in, like, an internal panic of, like, man, can I get through until Jay Walker gets here? Once Jay Walker's in the studio, there's a professional. There's a guy here that's going to take care of all of it. But now, and if I'm screwing up, we'll just flip it to Jay. But now I feel pretty comfortable in the chair, and even if there's nobody coming through that door over there, I have that comfort level that we can get there, and we'll always have a good conversation from 9 to 10 a.m. here on WBMC.Maybe that was the first destination, just getting comfortable in the chair. It won't be the last one. We are going to go back and get some more interviews because I think there's a lot of importance with the interviews that we've done on this show. And I think sometimes there's people that want answers to questions and they feel like I'm the person that needs to ask those. So we'll get there through there. But I don't know. That question really, really hit me. That question really hit me over the weekend. I thought about it for about 48 hours. So I hope everybody likes this show as much as I like doing it for y'all here on WBNC 97.7 FM. But hey, we gotta give them a nickel back now, Connor.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling.
All right. Who's the blind man? I think the blind man that I've found out now, and it's hit me over the last week or everything. Anybody that's trying to find their worth through social media numbers. Look, I thought I was the coolest person in the world a couple weeks ago. I'm like, man, I'm getting all these hits, all these counts. My social media's launched, and I'm getting all these followers. Everybody wants to talk about Simmons Says. We're getting all that. And it became almost like a pretty unhealthy obsession. I'm like, hey, every day I got to check and see how many followers I got. And then Main Street Journal launches, and it laps me in like 48 hours. And granted, I can take a little bit of solace in the fact that I'm a contributor to the Main Street Journal, so I can just say, hey, it's kind of like Connor. That's me too, so I'm good.
Yeah, I win in all fronts.
We win in all fronts, but I was like, but at some point I was like, hey, if my Tuesday show didn't do as well as my Monday show, or if my Friday numbers weren't as good as my previous Friday, I got into like, I'm not doing well enough. And I think it's, sometimes I can't control that. And I think I think that's what social media kind of does. It gives you that anxiety of when's my next follow? When's my next like? When's my next comment? And at some point, it's like you gotta step back and understand that sometimes you gotta as my dad says, the journey to a destination. And I think that's in some aspects I have to get away from that, because I think you're the blind man if you sit there and watch and think that you've done a really good job on something, but then there's a goose egg in the likes. You just got to understand that if you think you did a really good job with it, and people are telling you, I think a lot of aspects you just take that and you say, hey, I'll take the goose egg. I don't care. I'm not going to be blinded by the fact that I think I did something. But if you got to have that instant gratification on life with a like or enough views, I just don't know whether. I will say this much: I'm still going to track the metrics. I got to know. In some ways, but. I got to take a break right now. WBMC 97.7 FM, the Simmons Says Show.
Talk Radio. WBMC News is next.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
In the news, Thomas Elijah McCormack, 46, faces animal cruelty charges after an investigation into his farm. On February 18th, authorities responded to reports of poorly cared for cattle found without food and suffering from low body scores, with some already. Town at the time was notified. 2 more dead cows were discovered, and McCormack's son reported burying 3 others. By February 24th, most of the cattle were removed, leaving a few behind. McCormack faces 38 cruelty counts and 1 for fabricating evidence, with an arraignment scheduled for today. In sports news, the Warren County High School track team had a strong season opener in Cookeville, with several athletes excelling, including Caton Reno, who won the high jump. The Lady Pioneer 4x400 relay team secured first place. Both teams returned to Cookeville today. Subscribe to www.mainstreetjournal.llc for more information. With the news, I'm Justin Reed.
Hello, this is Rhonda Walker at Citizens Tri-County Bank. The Welcome Home program is back and becomes available to borrowers beginning March 3rd. If qualified, there is a $20,000 grant that can be used as a down payment on the purchase of a new home. The funds are limited and are available on a first-come, first-served basis, and that is why I'm talking about it now. If you're in the market and could use some down payment assistance, start looking and be prepared to write up a contract on March 3rd to be sure you get your share of the grant money. Come see me at the bank and we'll talk about securing these funds for you. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Today is mostly sunny skies with a high near 71, south-southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming west-northwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 41, northwest wind rolling in around 5 miles per hour, becoming calm in the evening. Fun fact: a black hole forms when a massive star collapses, squeezing matter into a tiny, dense point. Pretty cool, huh? Until next time, keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
My name is Jeff.
Hello and welcome back to the Simmons Says show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. The randomness of when my name is Jeff's going to come out always gets me.
Do you like your drop?
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like a remix of
right,
Beautiful
yeah.
Disaster.
You worked really hard on that. I appreciate that, man.
I had to time that out really well.
I appreciate that. That's when I know that the Simmons Says show's made it. That Connor's over here throwing remixes in on the bumper music. Which, I mean, did we ever decide whether or not it was actually called bumper music? Or did my dad just say that and we just said, hey, yeah, that sounds like a
bumper
great
music works.
Bumper. I don't know what else I would call it. Intro, outro. I mean, whatever. I think bumper music kind of says it. I think it says it better when I get on here and try to figure out.
Tell Raven it's called Songs to Stop.
Songs to Stop. So it's like the Oscars when we start playing them off on the speeches and everything.
At least it's like Black Crows and stuff, not like boring orchestral.
Yeah. Well, at some point we need to get some. Maybe can we get that? Because if we can get that, I would be really, really pumped.
The
up.
Oscar Stop Talking song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find that.
Yeah. Well, don't find it before Town Talk tomorrow, because I think that I'm going to actually be helping out on Town Talk, and people will be like, "Hey, man, come on."
Every time you go to speak, I just slowly bring that up.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
Well, I know I'm spending my day with is trying to find that music.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to say that we had a discussion yesterday that I think we cut a little bit. I don't think we cut it short. I thought we done it some justice about the emotional music and songs and the things that get people into their feelings. The only thing that I will say is, and I hope if you want to, you can go back and watch that, because we talked about it and brought up the why things happen. But I got a list that I ended up typing up after I got into the comment section of at least 110 songs that people sent.
That is a lot of songs.
Would you like to even personally guess? And I know that I'm opening myself up into a entire can of worms here. Would you like to guess it like just throw a dart at what you think might be a top 5 on the list? Because there were some that got multiple votes.
He Stopped Loving Her Today.
He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones was one that got multiple votes on there. And I will say this much. There was one person that said it's the saddest song ever written.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that I will say when we talked about going back and watching the reactions, because I watch people react to songs, that's one of my favorite ones to do because I want to find out if the listener understands why he stopped loving her today.
I've had to explain that several times.
Yeah. Well, there's some versions that George Jones does live where he kind of hammers it home because he starts singing it in third person, first person. So he kind of separates it and it might help a little bit. But for the most part, if you listen to the original version, it's really tough for people to, it shouldn't be tough, but maybe it's just if you don't understand the place the reef on the door reference, then maybe you don't, maybe you won't
That's
get.
what I was about to say is place the reef on the door. And honestly, I'm glad that you're trying to give people credit, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Because
people's literacy needs to go. I'm sorry.
Is this a question we should ask Grant tomorrow on Town Talk?
It should be. It's just
what age should we play people He Stopped Loving Her Today? And if they can't tell you the reason why,
immediately remedial English and literature.
We're a practical testing people
Yeah.
here on the Simmons Says show. I don't need any of these any advanced testing methods. I'm going to play them. He stopped loving her today, and if they can't say, "Oh, he died,"
I'm not asking you to understand Shakespeare. I'm asking you to be able to understand a George Jones song.
A George Jones song, maybe the saddest country song of all time. Yeah, I mean, he says it in the very first line. He said, "I love you until I die." There it is.
Yep.
When he stopped loving her, it's because he died.
That's what's called a context clue. And if you follow that through, you got it.
Look at that. Well, I'm telling you right now. I will say this much. We had after going back, I tallied them up. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I went and tallied it up, voted and all that and everything. And I didn't count the likes that people put on, which I could have done that too, and that probably would have helped up. Go Rest High on That Mountain, Vince Gill, which we talked about yesterday, was one. The Dance, Garth Brooks. Okay. Both had a lot of Drew Walker spoilers. We're trying to teach the kids, Drew. You got to teach the kids what context clues.
Even some of the adults.
Yeah, some adults. Hey, if you don't know.
Sullens.
Yeah. My dad said also make sure to point out that the Possum almost did not record that song because it was too sad. I actually almost said that. I think that I've read something or saw a video. It was that documentary they did about country music where he also said nobody will listen to that song.
Oh, yeah. He did not think that was going to be a hit.
He's like, there's no way that's going to be a hit. No one wants to listen to that. Well, you know what? The next ones that were up that got a lot of votes, Daddy's Hands, which I have to say, I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Who's that by?
It says Holly Dunn.
No idea.
And somebody's going to be like, man, take your street cred away. You've never heard Daddy's Hands. I'm sorry. If I haven't, I apologize. I'll tell you this much. If y'all are talking about how emotional it is, it's not like I'm going to listen to it on break and then come back for the final segment. Because if it's that bad, I don't want to be wrecked for the last 10 minutes of the show.
Sad Mustache Jeff seems like a bad combo.
Oh, man. That'd be a meme that I would never get over. It would be forever. It'd follow me like Michael Jordan's crying.
The Michael Jordan crying.
Yeah, 100%. In Color by Jamie Johnson. I get that one. I like that. It doesn't. It makes you. I think it has a good flow of different. That's talking about the war but then talking about finding the love of your life and seeing everything in color and stuff like that. I get that. Believe by Brooks and Dunn got a lot of votes. I get that one too. If you watch the video, it kind of hammers home. A lot of these too. I'm talking about if you've watched. Is it the song or is it the music video or is it the combo? And sometimes we'll believe it can be both. Some other ones that got at least 2 or 3 votes. You Raise Me Up, Josh Groban.
Okay.
Traveling Soldier, which they said especially if you have people in the military in your family, I get that one. Chiseled in Stone, another one that I don't think I've heard.
Who's that by?
Vern Gosden. Gosden. I'd have to look that one up.
That's definitely been in the system, and I think it's all labeled as oldies and gospel.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
So Justin knows.
Well, I think a lot of people just found out a lot more about you and Hal. If you said it was in gospel, and they're like, oh, Simmons and Connor, neither one know that one. Okay. Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton, of course. That's My Job, Conway Twitty. I agreed wholeheartedly with that one. Daddy Never Was the Cadillac Kind, Confederate Railroad. Didn't think I was going to see Confederate Railroad pop up.
Emotional songs.
But I did. Don't Take the Girl, Tim McGraw. Never Grow Up, Taylor Swift. Again, we talk about what we talked about yesterday. You start figuring out what makes people emotional by what the songs are. That's My Job. Daddy Was Never the Cadillac Kind. Good, strong father-son relationships, probably. I know Cats in the Cradle was in there a lot. You have a lot of that.
Did Jason Isbell, any of his ever make it on there?
Yeah. Jason Isbell, like we said, we got two different. Cover Me Up was one of them, and then another one, If We Were Vampires. Again, that no one put Elephant was crazy on that one. And the last ones, I will say, like Last Kiss, Pearl Jam, which I think that's a re-recording. My dad will probably message me in a second and tell me who did Last Kiss the first time. This was one that I was like, oh, did Connor actually create a fake account and slip this one into my comment section? Because it was Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. I was like, I don't think that's. I was like, oh,
no, I didn't do that one. I would have put any Florida Georgia Line song. You know why it makes me emotional, Jeffrey?
Why does it make you emotional?
Because it made me realize how far country music has fallen.
You started weeping for the days of George Jones.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
You can ask Justin. It's what makes me drink at night.
No, Up Down? You don't like Up Down doesn't do it for you?
I don't drink happily to Up Down.
All right. Well, I think the list immense. I mean, the wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald. If I'm selling that, I know my dad's going to be like, "Man, that's not what it's called." Make a note. Tell me on Friday. You'll be here. That wasn't on there. I was kind of surprised.
Strange Fruit, was that on there?
No, didn't see that one. No. Couple different Billy Joels. American Pie was on there, which I guess I can understand why that would be. Cats in the Cradle will ruin a man and make him call his children or father. Again, I agree.
Oh, I misread that. I thought it said make you call your children father, and I was like, that is real weird.
No. I Hope You Dance. That one's a strong emotional bond with Don't Take the Girl. Someone put Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, I guess in some aspects, what kind of emotion are you going for there?
And once again, it depends on where you were at when you heard the song the first time, because some songs may be emotional to some people because of the instance in which they heard it.
Yeah. Edmund Fitzgerald, my apologies. Thank you, Dad, for correcting that. And J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers were the first people that recorded Last Kiss. Walter Grace's Submarine Experiment, John Mayer.
I think Mark's maybe trolling us with that one.
Yeah, John. Did you really invoke John Mayer into this conversation? Okay, sure. All right. Well, we're going to take another break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this and a little bit more about this and that. I don't know. Wasn't that the original Simmons Says show title? This and That with Simmons.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, we'll be back on WBMC 97.7 FM.
If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak, a fresh poison each week. We were born sick, you heard them say it.
Find amazing deals at the Warren County Senior Center Thrift Store. Shop household items, clothing for men, women, children, books, movies, and more. All at the lowest prices in town. Visit us inside the 3-Star Mall on Sparta Street or call 931-507-6559. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Warren County Senior Center Thrift Store. You never know what you might find.
I'm sitting here with Newt from Newt's Barbecue. Newt, can you tell me what's going on with your special recipes lately?
Let's see. recipes from legends in Tennessee. My mother and father from Denny Moore's Russet, we use their recipes. Pope Taylor, we use his recipe, as well as Justin Wilson's Cajun cooking recipes. So we're a little different. We're lucky. We've got good recipes that we follow to the hilt every day.
Visit Newt's Barbecue in Rock Island.
Here at Warren Arts, we see the value in everyone. We want to be a catalyst for positive change in our community. In the last 5 years, we have produced more than 45 live performances and have tapped the creativity of more than 200 volunteers of all ages. See our current schedule of shows and see how you can get involved online at warrenartstn.com. And while you're there, go ahead and purchase your tickets for upcoming shows. You won't want to miss out. Also, make sure you find Warren Arts on Facebook and Instagram to see what all the fun is about.
Are you looking for a new vehicle? Come see us today at Auto World on Manchester Highway for a selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mike Breedlove can help you find the right vehicle at the right price. We have quick and easy, guaranteed financing to make your car buying process simple. You buy your car here, pay your bills right here in the office with our friendly staff. We are open 6 days a week. Call Auto World 815-8820 and let Mike help you find the vehicle you've been looking for.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Planning an auction? Count on the Get It Done Auction Company, the Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company. In business since 1991, they specialize in residential and commercial real estate with emphasis on farms and land. They can help you with estate settlements, business liquidations, and farm dispersals, including land, livestock, and equipment. Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company, representing more and more families in estate auctions each and every day. Call 473-7774 or visit DonaldHillisRealty.com. Firm 2273.
Talk Radio WBMC McMinnville, 960 AM and 97.7 FM. WBMCRadio.com.
We got the afternoon.
Talk about emotional songs, Jeff.
Ah, man, that just brought me back. This has brought me back here on the Simmons Says show on WBMC 97.7 FM. Apparently, John Mayer is an American icon, and we should never rip into John Mayer. I apologize. Folks, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. We're going after John Mayer. It's just going to happen. I don't know how to tell you. I mean, like there's a line. There was a line drawn. We're gonna have to go after John Mayer. My Swifties that are in the comments, of which there probably are none.
Did you have Travis Kelce being like, "I got you, brother"?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Me and Kelsey, we're going after John Mayer. I don't want to tell you. I mean, we had to drop. We have to put a line in the sand at some point. Yeah. I do want to finish up there because it's one of those things where you never know what topic's going to resonate with people. But when you put out a post about, hey, what's the emotional songs, and you get like 100, when you get 110 songs, I think it's 120 some odd comments in the span of like 24 hours, you're like, hey, I think that's a topic that we want to make sure that we hit. And like I said, I don't know if we got enough of it yesterday, so we get it today. I will ask this question for people. You know, is it voice? Is it topic? Is it everything? Is it all above? Is it the music video? Like, is there a certain like artist that you think inherently just has that sad song, emotional song voice that just, you know, they're going to kill it when it comes to a song like that? Because I mean, I think George Jones in a lot of ways, because they talk about He Stopped Loving Her Today, is I think he has that, because it's not like He Stopped Loving Her Today is the only good one that he has. You know, I mean, he has many songs that can kind of tear your heart out. I will say this much: the more that I started looking through, you see multiple artists popped up. Billy Joel was one that I saw a couple different times. I was a little that one was I wouldn't inherently think.
That
I guess
throws me off so bad.
Does it?
I don't understand the Billy Joel.
Yeah, there was a couple different. Vienna was on there. I can't remember what the other one was off the top of my head. I should have had a better spreadsheet where I had them all listed together by artist. My dad's, gonna have a hard time with that one. Again, like the Judds. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. I don't know if that's inherently like I wouldn't even say like Taylor Swift. Again, I go back to Taylor Swift. I wouldn't think that she inherently has like can bring out a sad voice or anything like that. Tim McGraw has multiple songs. I think he kind of carries the mantle when it comes to that with George Jones. George Strait obviously just has a really good. I mean, you just go back. You start going back to country voices.
And then Drew hit it kind of perfectly just now with Johnny Cash's rendition of "Hurt."
Oh man,
by 9 Inch Nails. Even if you just listen to the song, especially with how old he was when he covered that,
yeah,
like it sounds sad.
Mm.
And then you watch the video too,
and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's that would be if you wanted to throw up a rival against He Stopped Loving Her Today, Johnny Cash "Hurt."
Yeah.
The video where that was tough. I will say this one's like people. I would really like Elvis. If you go back and watch like his performance of American Trilogy, or no, Unchained Melody that he does, and there's a video of it. I think it was like his very last performance. Like he passed away, like maybe days later. That one hits different because the substance behind it, which is like, hey, this is the last time that you're ever going to see that anybody ever saw Elvis perform, and he's doing just a marvelous version of Unchained Melody. I think that one will be up there, but I don't think that song invokes the sadness. Ed Sheeran, if you want a more modern name, Supermarket Flowers. I think that one. He has a little bit of that. I'll say this one. I said it yesterday, and I think he would be on the list right now. Louis Capaldi.
Yeah.
About anything that Louis Capaldi puts out right now, I get nervous. Like, oh, there's a new Louis Capaldi song. I'm like, am I ready for it?
Which is my favorite because he's so delightful in interviews.
Oh yeah. When I was watching videos this weekend, and then ended up on Louis, like went through an interview, and he came out, and there was a video of where he was telling at a talk show about where he was diagnosed with Tourette's, and he was like, "Well, thank you. I'm glad that now I know," because he was like, "I thought I had a degenerative disease. Apparently, I just have Tourette's. That's no big deal."
Yeah.
So I mean, but he is like a super, super great guy. And then the one that my favorite Louis Capaldi video was probably he was on a show. It was right when "Wish You the Best" came out, and the video has the old guy from Harry Potter that everybody hates. And I know everybody's going to give me a hard time about not knowing. It's the innkeeper at the school.
Oh, Fitch.
Yeah. He's in the video. He's the mailman with this dog, and they both die by the end of the video. But he was showing it live to a crowd, and he's singing the song with the video behind him. And when the old guy dies, you could hear the entire crowd just immediately have that, and like they're all about to start crying.
Yeah.
And he just starts cackling. I was like,
serious?
he knew the whole time. He's like, I know what the video is.
Oh yeah.
And he's on the stage laughing at everybody being emotionally traumatized. I'm like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
He knows the song. Sam Smith is another guy that Hosier you brought in.
Oh yeah.
He's a really good one too.
That "Take Me to Church" song. I know that was like huge whenever that first came out too.
Yeah. He's just got that voice again. Noah Kahan.
Yeah, that's the guy who does Stick Season.
Yeah, and he got a lot of that. I think he would be more modern. Would be somebody that has those kind of songs. Junior says Dixieland Delight is a sad song for a Bama fan playing Tennessee in any sport in 2024. I agree. Hey, that's a song about Tennessee. All right, folks. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up here today. This hour went by really, really quick. I don't know. I think it's because that first segment got away from me time-wise. It felt like I was going 20 minutes.
I was just waiting for you to be like, give me enough time to play a song. Also, before I forget,
go ahead.
If you take the old Life Alert commercials and put Johnny Cash's shirt behind it, 10 times funnier.
10 times funnier? Well, I'll have to go by and walk that. Yeah, all right. So, all right. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow. I actually think that I will be subbing in on Town Talk at 7 a.m. So you can get 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Town Talk with Raven Young, and I'll be there. And then 9 to 10 a.m. we'll be back for the Simmons Says show on WBMC 97.7 FM. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today.